Hello, gorgeous. Let's just resolve that on masking day, I'm always going to look a little bit like Wilson in the movie Castaway. That's just the way it's going to be, as long as I have this haircut. Okay, today it is Skin Food Black Sugar Wash-Off Mask, Strawberry and Black Sugar Wash-Off Mask. A facial mask that contains mineral-rich Brazilian black sugar along with strawberry seeds and strawberry seed oil. Sorry to say apples. It applies smoothly, who are they kidding, on skin and smoothly, and leaves skin fresh, clean, and fragrant with a strawberry scent. Okay, it didn't apply smoothly, but you know, because it's got the strawberry seeds. Okay, I was thinking that was like ground up walnut husks or something, but it's strawberry seeds. Anyway, as you could see, it looks like strawberry jam. It really doesn't have too much scent, ever so slightly of strawberry maybe. It was hard to get this little thing off. Anyway, I looked all through all these masks I have, and not a single one of them was a deep cleansing mask. I thought that was interesting. I might need to look for one. So, failing that, I went for an exfoliating mask because I just finished doing a video for y'all for Halloween, which involved intense stage makeup, and I really needed a deep clean. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here to talk about something beautiful. And that, to me, is the summer of '75. See, I'm a really old broad. The summer of '75. You children, listen to this now. The summer of '75. I'm going to back up. There we go. Look, y'all, mustard yellow. The summer of '75, I was 19 years old. I just finished my second year at Lon Morris College in Jacksonville, Texas, as a drama major, and I was about to start my first of 2 years, 2.5 because I stayed an extra semester. I loved it so much. First of 2 years, 2.5 years at University of Texas in Austin, where I was an actual directing major. So that was exciting because I was going from the general, you know, drama major into my specific area of interest, which was directing. It was exciting for that reason. It was sad because I was leaving Lon Morris in Jacksonville, which was, you know, like a 250 student college and a very comfortable little niche. And it was also, but some Lon Morons were going on to UT besides myself. But it was also a little bit scary because, you know, the 200 people versus, in other words, an entire college of 250 people versus a drama department of 250 people, or maybe more. So you get the idea. A little daunting, but at least so I thought. It turned out not to be. It was a really wonderful place, Austin. But I want to talk about the summer before Austin. So being 19, I had a lot of energy and was not crazy to work 2 jobs. That wasn't too crazy. At nighttime, I worked as the soundboard operator in a musical venue in an amusement park called Astroworld. Astroworld was right across the highway from the Astrodome, and I think it must have been around for, gosh, 30, 40 years. And toward the end, it was owned by Six Flags. Anyway, since I've left Houston, Astroworld has become no longer. That's kind of sad. Because I think it was, you know, a fun first job for a lot of people. Although it wasn't my first job, but it was my second job, I guess. Yeah, I was a day camp counselor at the Jewish Community Center. That was my first job. The next center, I worked in a Mexican restaurant at Astroworld. The next summer, I worked at Sears in the ordering department, and I went back to Astroworld for 2 years. A little dry. So yeah, I was a soundboard operator, and what it was a musical venue called the Crystal Palace, and it looked like an old 1800s music hall, is the best way to describe it, with a lot of red flocked Victorian-looking wallpaper and a giant crystal chandelier. The stage was semicircular, sticking out from the proceeding march, and there was a good 6 to 8 more feet behind the proceeding march. And basically what we did was popular songs and song and dance routines from, gosh, anywhere from the 1880s to the 1960s. So anyway, I ran the soundboard, and what that involved was everybody had a body mic, and it was a matter of keeping their voices mixed. I think there was maybe one person who was a better dancer than singer, so we kind of ran her mic a little low. Better singers, we ran a little high. And when there was a solo, of course, you turned off everybody's mic except the one person who was singing, because they might be backstage doing a fast change and saying things you wouldn't want the audience to hear. So anyway, that was it. So that was my, gosh, I guess 6 to midnight job, I guess. Is that right? No, I guess, I honestly don't remember now, but you get the idea. Anyway, but my daytime job was equally cool. It was the first year for this venture, and I don't know if or how long this venture continued after my leaving, but it was called the City of Houston Showmobile Project. And what it was these trailers had these platforms inside that they would take out to the area Houston parks, and little stagehands would get out and hook all these platforms together with C-clamps and wrenches and so on to make a stage that was set up in front of the trailer. A stage, gosh, how big would that stage have been? I'm thinking maybe 30 by 30 feet. And then a little set design would be painted or suggested on the, on something that would drop down in front of the trailer. And they did You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, alternating days with, or excerpts from You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, alternating days with excerpts from some other musical. And I was the first day I was wardrobe mistress, and I think they must have discovered that I needed help. So after a couple days, someone came in, or maybe that's the way it was meant to be, I don't know. A woman named Eloise Lowry, and she became the wardrobe mistress, and I became the assistant wardrobe mistress. And she designed the other show, and I designed the You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. And that was a little more my speed. I can't remember what the other show was, but it definitely required more complicated costumes and was more her speed. I knew a bit about costumes because I had been the wardrobe mistress at Lon Morris my first year and designed a show the second year. And so when you sew, they kind of lasso you into those things when you're a drama major. At any rate, but here's what was so cool. Eloise Lowry, by the way, if any of you know Eloise, or if you ever see this, Eloise, I miss you. I've sent you a friend request on Facebook. If you ever see it, please respond. Eloise and I, and the guy who was the rehearsal pianist, a guy named Mike Reed, who I've maintained a friendship with for a long time and have just drifted apart from in the past couple years. Somehow addresses being changed or something. Anyway, we would take advantage. It seems like on 3 different days of the week, I think it's Thursdays, that the Museum of Fine Arts is free. And one other day, the zoo is free, and one other day, the Museum of Natural Science is free. So 3 days a week, instead of having your average lunch break, we would spend that hour zipping to those places. Because see, this the Showmobile project was run by the City of Houston Parks Department, which was about a block down the road from the zoo, the Natural Science Museum, and about 2 blocks from the Museum of Fine Art. So every single week, that whole summer, we would go and really take advantage of, the freebies that were available from the City of Houston. A couple things really noteworthy to me, because, even an hour is not a long time, because, even if you cheat and, eat at your desk, or eat at your sewing machine in my case, it's still hard to get in and get out in an hour. So what we mainly saw a lot of in the zoo was the snake room. And, when they're behind a glass wall, they're really beautiful. And the other thing was the birds, which is, it's an open, how do you say that? It's open, but I guess there's netting or something on top, so they can't fly away or whatever. But there's daylight and stuff. Anyway, you can see a lot of beautiful birds there. I know that the summer that we went to the Museum of Natural Science, one of the things they had that summer was, I think it was a special event, not a regular thing, but they had a gem show. So some of the most beautiful minerals and rocks that you could possibly imagine ever in your lifetime. And with regard to the museum itself, I can't remember if there was a special event that summer. I don't think there was. I think what happened was every time we tackled a different room downstairs in the museum. So like one week we would do the ancient Egyptians, and gosh, you could almost go back to that area of the Museum of Fine Arts in Houston once a week for a month and still, be wanting more. And then there's, for certain, an Impressionist room, because one of the things that I remember most as a child going to the museum is the Pointillists. Those were the guys who, if you're at a distance, oh, it's great, it's a beautiful tree, but if you go up close, you realize that the entire painting is composed of little dots of paint. And there is a very famous Pointillist, I think it's a willow tree, in the Houston Museum. So that's, like the Impressionist room. And I forget what else. And also we, creep into the bookstore. You just can't, art books. You still my being heart. Okay. Anyway, and there were also at that time too, and this was great for Eloise and I, they had a great selection of costume books, and I seem to remember spending a paycheck on one. So so that job, if I remember correctly, was 10 to 4. I think that's it. I think it was 10 to 4, and Astroworld I think was 5 to 11, if I'm remembering correctly. So anyway, it was a great summer. I was young. I could handle working, a full long day like that, and still afterward, if called upon, go out to a party. Or one thing we would do a lot after Astroworld for some reason was go to Howard Johnson's for dinner, or snacks or something after the show. Go figure. But just when you're 19, you're inexhaustible, and I was. Okay. It's been about 15 minutes, and that's how long this is supposed to stay. I'm going to go wash this off. We'll see what happens. See if it helped get off all that makeup, see if I'm hydrated, and I'll be right back. Hi, I'm just checking in the big mirror, looking at close at those pores, seeing if it did get all that makeup off. It got everything off except there's one little area right under this eye where there's still a little eyeliner, and that's user error. That's you know, you don't scrub a mask way up there. I just need to go after that with a little eye makeup remover on a Q-tip. Yes, it got every bit out, and I'm looking poreless too. So this is a nice product if you need a good exfoliation. Those strawberry seeds feel intense, but my face doesn't feel roughed up. It feels extraordinarily soft. The oil washed off easily with some, you know, regular soap. So anyway, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed hearing about the summer of '75, and I couldn't help wondering while I was washing my face, I was wondering about y'all, if y'all had, what your summer of '75 was like, or if you have a similar summer that just stays in your memory as being particularly beautiful and lighthearted. Feel free to comment below if you want to. Anyway, that's it. Please go watch Cheryl's video. We both go up at 1 on Sundays, and I don't know what she's talking about this week, but it's always pretty wonderful. So I'll list her channel and her video below. Go watch. Love y'all. Bye.